Hey guys, so I was listening to a podcast this morning and I had this thought that I wanted to share. So I figured I might as well get my first episode out there. This is just going to be me talking. For those of you who are new here, hi, my name's Courtney Bishop, and this is my podcast that I'm starting called The Pursuit of Authenticity. It's basically, the point of this podcast will be to feature people on the show that I think have a good message to share, basically the story of how they came to be themselves in their life. I would also like to just have people on for good discussion. That could vary a range of topics, but the pursuit of authenticity, that's basically what I want people to be able to do, is show their true authentic selves and how they arrived at this state. Anyway, so the podcast that I listened to this morning was related to this era of workaholics that we are cultivating. So I want to talk to you guys about the grind. I think that this has a positive association with it in society, and it's kind of flaunted. You see it all over social media, hashtag the grind, hashtag grind for life, or, cliche kind of sayings like that. And people respect it because they associate it with success. They see that if you're grinding every day in your workouts, or if you're grinding at work, you're just always constantly motivated and getting things done. So people define these individuals as inspirational, and not only just the grind and work or working out, but also just in regards to life. And I think that society has an infatuation with being productive all the time, whether it's at work, whether it's in activities with their children, or just having their calendar filled all the time and being consumed and doing something, because we want to stay busy and be accomplishing something, working towards goals. But I think that it's not always so bad to not be quote unquote grinding in work or grinding in life, and making time for downtime and to be able to rest and reflect is just as vital, because in making time for leisure, you're actually going to be more productive in the times that you are working, and in times that you are reflecting, you'll be more effective in other areas of your life where you're so consumed and demanding thought processes. So I wanted to just touch on both of these topics, or touch in terms of the grind to life, and how I think making time for just being will make you more powerful in times of doing. And not only just how it will make you more powerful, but how it can actually be pretty interesting. So basically, we are so obsessed with being productive all the time. And, we have objectives that we put out there, and then we have deadlines, and we have all these things due, not only in work, but then you have your personal life of things that need to be done, bills that need to be paid, things with your kids that you have to keep up with every day. There's just so much going on, and it feels like you can never just take a step back, because there's always something to be achieved. So on the podcast, they were talking about that it can be unhealthy to develop these habits that you are just so obsessed with working all the time. And some people almost see it as an outlet, that it's their safe place that they can plug in and they can just get into their zone, not have to worry about anything else. It's like a distraction from outside areas in your life that may be causing you discomfort. But work is this one thing that you do have control over. So that was one way of looking at it. And this guy actually talked about how he had to go to this place called Workaholics Anonymous, which I thought was crazy, that we have a place that people have to go to nowadays for being addicted to work. And it's like no longer is just they're Alcohol Anonymous, but now there's Workers Anonymous, and it's just crazy how much times are changing, and we have to provide a service for something like this, but that's beside the point. So I guess the reason why this really resonated with me was because it kind of hit home, because I am a type A person and I like to have lists all the time. Literally, I have like to-do list every single day that I want to check off at work. And by the end of the day, if I don't get through everything, I feel like I just am underachieving. And not saying this to boast myself. I'm saying it because it's a reality. And yeah, it can be a good thing, but it can also be detrimental. And I think that being so obsessed with working all the time and feeling that you have to get this one, or not this one thing, but you have to get this list of things done today, or else you just feel bad about yourself. And setting the bar high is good. Obviously, we always want to make sure that we're pushing ourselves so that we grow, but it's also you have to be realistic. And that's kind of where I was thinking to myself after listening to this episode, that I need to take a step back. Sometimes I put so much pressure on myself. I want to get this thing, or I want to get these items done on my agenda for work. Then when I go to the gym, I have these things that I need to accomplish and I have to finish them, or else, then I'm a failure, but then it's I didn't I didn't meet my expectation or surpass my expectations. And then it's just letting down myself. And then not only with work and my athletic endeavors, but then my, hobbies and personal, or not personal, side interests that I have of doing this podcast, for example, or writing for my blog. I really enjoy doing that kind of stuff. And so many other things, reading. I love reading new material. I love watching interesting videos. And sometimes I feel so pressured. I guess I pressure myself to do these things because I'm there's so much out there that I want to learn. And then if I am not constantly in the pursuit of doing something for work, doing something to enhance my physical fitness or strength, and then or doing something to grow myself in one of these hobby areas that I enjoy doing, then I'm this is a waste of time. I get almost frustrated that I could be doing something right now, being productive, but the fact that I'm not is counterproductive and taking away from the goals that I have for myself. So confessing all this, it sounds wow, she's kind of psycho, because it's just relax. So many people probably listen to this and think, dude, just chill. It's not that hard. You just need to calm down and take some time to, just appreciate life for what it is. So that's where I'm kind of bringing back all these points, is that I'm sure I'm not the only one that feels this way. I think our generation is constantly obsessed with doing all the time. And I really liked this quote from the podcast that I heard, saying that we are called human beings, not human doings. And I was dude, yeah, that's so true. Just focus on being in the moment now, because really the present moment is all we have. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. That's unpredictable. We don't know the past has already happened. So don't worry about that anymore. Just control what you can control in the now. And I think a really important part is, no matter if you were actually doing or just being, there will come productivity out of that. So for instance, I am an advocate for taking time for reflection and introspection, and I think that all of these activities are so beneficial. But I think You have to, like, you don't have to plan for moments like that. Like, literally, you'll just be driving in your car, and you're just driving, not even, like, focusing on the act that you're driving. But while doing so, your brain just starts to wander, and you start having these thoughts. And, like, just being aware of what you're thinking, that can be productive in a sense. Like, you're just living in the moment, but you're actually consciously thinking. What's another example? I guess making time to, like, step away from the work. Become aware that you are a workaholic, and I don't think this is a bad thing, because I think that some people just thrive on working, and, like, everyone will have their own opinion of that. But I think that if you know that you're a workaholic, like, plan to work and be efficient in your work, but then know when you need to take breaks. Like, for me, I know that I need this amount of time to work and do what I need to do, but then I can also, like, feel when I'm overworked and I need, like, social interaction. I need to take a step away and stop forcing myself to do something, because there is, like, I'm pretty sure there has been scientific studies. I should look into this further so that I can cite them in the podcast notes, on willpower, and saying that you only have a certain amount of willpower for the day. So basically, by trying to push yourself in areas of work and family and fitness and so many areas that we all have to worry about, our health and all of that, you will become drained. So it's like, make sure that you're getting the most out of your time in your work, because by making time for just being in the moment and, like, you know, having time for meditation or reflection or something like that, you will actually become more productive in the time when you do sit down to work. So we only have a certain amount of willpower in the day, and I think that when you take a step away from your work but then go back to it, you feel like you regain willpower and feel motivated to do your work again. For example, like, for people involved in fitness, sometimes dieting for an extended period of time can be, like, so mentally taxing, and it's like, I don't want to be in this situation anymore. I just want to feed my body, because mentally I am just, like, exhausted of dieting, tracking food, and eating little calories, things like that. So I need to take a diet break. So then maybe you take a diet break for, like, 3 weeks. Then you decide psychologically you're ready to start dieting again. And then you reintroduce that plan to drop your calories, and you feel motivated again because you had a little bit of a break. And I think that this can be similar for working, is that you psychologically, you know that you need to get this work done, but just right at this moment, you don't feel motivated to do it. So why force yourself to sit there and make yourself do this task that you just aren't motivated to do? Because then, rather than actually doing the work that you need to be doing, you're going to be sitting there thinking about how you don't want to be working. And that's not productive at all, and that's just a waste of time. So why don't you just go outside, take a walk, or do some task that you actually do feel motivated to do. So if you don't want to sit down and write a blog right now, maybe you do feel inspired to read something, or maybe you do feel inspired to watch some videos, or maybe you need time to go out and be social with people, because this will elevate your, I don't know, like, you get neurochemical reactions from it that produce happiness. So then, you know, you feel like you feel fulfilled from going out and being social. And now you come back, and then you're able to regain that focus for whatever it is that you need to be productive with. So, I think I hit on all the points that I wanted to hit. Yeah, it was just really insightful for me to listen to this guy's story and relate it back to myself, and hopefully by me being able to then share my story of how I kind of experienced this and the realization that I came to from it, hopefully it will be able to help some of you out there who maybe have the same mindset, and maybe if you don't have this mindset, you're listening to this thinking that I'm a little bit crazy, and you know what, that's okay, because I think we all have something that we're all a little bit crazy about. Something that makes us crazy, something that makes us weird. But I think those things that make us crazy or weird are what make us different, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. It's just different. So, yep, that's all for today. Hope you guys all have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys later. Bye.